Good afternoon, everyone. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning recipes, a little bit of everything, and the heat is on. So, we are bumping about 95 degrees today. We are expecting to have a heat index of around 110 tomorrow. So, just 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, we were at 59 degrees, and tomorrow a heat index of 110. So, we are getting the pool up and going. And all of our flowers are drooping. It is stifling hot right now. But let's go around the high tunnel and see what's going on. I have some beautiful Marketmore cucumbers, and they have been coming in all week, guys. The Marketmore has really done very well. So we'll be planting these again. So my pickling cucumbers are starting to produce quite well. I'll be doing some pickling this weekend, and then we come on over here to look at our French petite cantaloupes, and you can see I'm starting to see some little cantaloupes. And you might notice that we have some of that powdery mildew. Look at that cucumber, guys. Some of the powdery mildew, and my husband has a great recipe that I'm going to share with you here in just a second to tell you how we've been treating the powdery mildew on our vines and our squashes. So here are those Alabama black-eyed butter beans. I'm going to let the little seed pods go ahead and dry out so I can harvest the seeds. But let me show you what this is doing. Got lots of flowering on it, and it is going all the way up the high tunnel. So I'm starting to see several of my eggplants fruit out. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't wait for these to come to fruition. But you can see those plants are doing fantastic, and they love it here. And it's quite a windy day, which we need. We need it to blow through this high tunnel and give it some air and some circulation. So our tomato vines in here are doing pretty well. You can see I have quite a few tomatoes in there that I need to go ahead and try to pick. But we think, guys, that we figured out what was going on with our tomatoes. So my one last cabbage is ready to pick, guys. I'll be picking it tomorrow morning. And I'll make up some cabbage soup that I made a couple of weeks ago and did a video on, and I'll freeze it up. It freezes wonderfully. But let's look down here at our tomatoes. You can see they're struggling, and we think the situation is that some of them may have root rot. Here are our tomato plants in the front raised bed, and they're producing pretty good. But as this heat starts to ramp up, guys, we have some Tommy toes in there. As this heat starts to ramp up, we're gonna have to be watching them really, really closely. And I'm gonna have to pull the rest of those carrots up in there. Sweet potatoes are doing fantastic. They are loving these tubs, and we think we have some more slips that we're gonna put in some more tubs this weekend to try to stay on top of this. And here are our watermelon plants that my husband started in the wicking tub, and you can see they are already starting to get really hot. He had to come out here and make sure and refill the water. But I think we're gonna have a good crop, guys, of watermelons this year. So these are the tomatoes in the back raised bed, and you can see they are doing wonderfully. I've got to get in here and do some pruning back, but it looks like a jungle in there. Unbelievable. I can't wait to get into this sometime this evening, but I wanted to tell you, so what we're doing to treat the powdery mildew on our cucumbers and our cantaloupes and our squashes is my husband is using 3/4 of a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide in a gallon of water in a sprayer, and he is spraying the leaves. And you need to spray that for 3 days, and then you need to wait and do it in 3 stages. So next week he'll do it again for 3 days, and the next week for 3 days. And then I think that there is a maintenance dose, and I think it's once a week to keep the powdery mildew at bay. And so to treat the root rot that we think we have for the tomatoes is you use a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide to a gallon of water. And he's just pouring a little bit around the base of the plants, and we're hoping that that helps and that we'll see an improvement. We think that we have seen an improvement over the last couple of days, but we really need to wait. This heat just came on us so suddenly and it is already so hot. So let me show you what we've got to do tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, before it gets too hot, my husband will be installing these 2 fans in the high tunnel. We have got to improve our air circulation in there. And thankfully today, like I said, it's windy, so it is swirling around. But we have had a couple of days this week that have been so stifling and so thick that no air has been circulated in that high tunnel. So we've gone right from fall to summer. That's the way I feel. We have had fall-like weather up until just a couple of days ago, and now the heat is on. They are not predicting any rain for us for the next 10 days. That may change, it may not. But anyway, we are trying to get as best prepared as we can, get everything watered, get the fans in the high tunnel, make sure we're treating the powdery mildew, and we're going to keep on plugging. Now, we did plant some more bush beans last weekend, and they are coming up like a champ in there. I'm hoping that I'm still going to get some. I did not get very many from the row that I put in there at the beginning of the spring, so I'm hoping I'll get more, and I bet I do. So we got lots of work to do this weekend. We will be in touch. Thank you so much for watching, and stay cool. And we are drying up here, but not as much as you'd think. We still have puddles, but I expect tomorrow they'll be gone. So anyway, we're going to be trying to stay cool here in Texas. Hope you are too. We will be in touch. Take care. God bless. Have a great weekend.